me.
Jamaican.
Can you put me in the big box so everybody know I'm not a troll?
Well, okay, well, who would think that you were a troll?
No, you know how people
You
are.
just want to show your face. You're going to show your face?
Yeah, he want to be seen. Let's see. Come on, picture man.
Oh,
Good morning. Good morning.
And he got all his teeth. He got all his teeth.
you.
Look, all his teeth, and he brush them.
Yes, yes, I
And
do.
he brush them.
Hi, handsome. I remember you came on my live and you was cheesing and you was so smiley and happy on my lunch live.
Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing
I
changed.
see that. Let me get you on my backup page since I can have you on here since I keep on going through pages.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Oh, yeah. Good. Well, good morning. And you didn't sleep because you look very bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I didn't have any sleep. I did a picture shoot last night till like 4:00 in the morning. I slept for about an hour. I'm ready to go do another picture shoot. And yes, I don't.
What kind of pictures do you do?
I do all kinds of pictures. I'm doing a birthday party today.
Oh, I love that. I love that. For a young person or an older person?
Older person.
Okay, I like that. Do you do any sexy picture shoots? I'm just curious. I'm about to be 49 years old. So maybe when on my 50th birthday, I could do some sexy pictures.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that. I can arrange that.
Okay, what part of the country you live?
I'm in Maryland.
Oh, you're in the DMV area. Okay, all right, I can arrange that because I'm still, I'm a New Yorker, so you ain't that far. Look at you, Crystal. Look at your beautiful hair, Crystal. What, Crystal? You do want to do a sexy shoot too?
It's all good.
That was a peculiar. Why was it a peculiar? Why? Because he's being a very polite man. That's why he didn't want to be. He's bashful right now.
But I am. I try to be my best. I try to do my best at all times.
I love that, picture man. So let me ask you something, picture man. Love or loyalty? Which one would you rather have?
Wow, that's tough. I'm not going to answer that. Loyalty.
Well, I think loyalty too, because I could be loyal to people that I don't love.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Shelly, what do you think? Loyalty or love?
I'm a hopeless romantic, but I pick loyalty.
Okay.
Loyalty too, right? And then you would think that people would rather want love, right? But loyalty, there's people that I don't even talk to no more that I still would be loyal to.
But can I say this one thing though? Would I pick both of those? Respect.
I can't hear what you said. You said respect?
I said what I pick over both of those is respect.
Okay.
Because you can earn my loyalty and you can gain my love.
Leave that alone.
I'm trying to think if I respect people that I'm loyal to.
And trust
I don't respect people that I'm loyal to.
But listen, respect is given, trust is earned.
I'm scared of you. I will leave you alone. I'm scared of you. I like that.
I don't respect a lot of people.
That's cool. I like that.
Good morning, Belly Bucks. Crystal, what would you want? Okay, so we're gonna add respect in there. Respect, love, or loyalty?
Respect is given, trust is earned.
Come on, Crystal.
Respect is earned.
Nah.
I think
Decency. Decency. We be forgetting about the word decency. That's why I got this Care Bear up here. Decency. Decency.
I take it.
Decency is what is owed to decency should be to everyone.
Right, I agree.
I can't respect everybody.
Right.
I can't, because respect is admiration for you. Who am I admiring?
We can learn that in summer school.
Picture man, I don't admire you. I don't even know you. Right. But I give you decency. I treat you with kindness. I'll say hello to you. I'll say how you doing this morning. I spoke to you when you spoke. I spoke. That's decency.
That's decency. When you walk in the room, you say
it's not respect.
It's not respect.
Now, if you might do something, and you might have if you a picture man and you about pictures and you do pictures, and I might respect you because of the work you do. And so, you know what I'm saying? And so then that puts you in some, because of that respect of your craft, that might put you in a certain category you might not really deserve to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we be getting fucked up at. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Okay.
That, you know, so what I do choose is love, because if love is it doesn't have to be romantic. It love coincides with, if I love you, then I will protect you, and I will have some type of loyalty to you because I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love you as a human being. I love you because you are you. For whatever imperfect, I ain't got nothing to do with your imperfections. I can respect. I respect humanity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm loyalty to humanity, and so with that, I love everybody. I ain't gotta like you.
Right.
That part.
And so because I don't have to like you, that means I ain't gotta deal with you.
How about that?
Right.
May I ask a question? I got my hand raised.
I can love you from
We
afar.
can't see your hand. You got to put your hand up.
Okay, I'm gonna go on mute.
Y'all can't see me, but I got my hand
Look at
raised.
her Care Bear. She got a Care Bear. She's a Care Bear.
No, listen. She said everything I said, but I just said it backwards.
Right. It's because you took a shot. That's what it is.
I ain't reached
Blame it
40
on
yet.
the.
No, I have not reached 40 yet. That's the point.
You say you haven't reached 40,
No, I have not.
so that makes a difference.
I'm just messing.
It might.
You don't even know what the hell's
Nah,
going on.
chill out. Wait a minute.
But hold on.
Nah, but for real, no. I mean, I'm just saying, because we got people on here who don't know their words, and sometimes we be using them, and we have to actually understand what that means. We be forgetting decency, which means saying hi, hello. You know, if somebody falls, you pick them up.
A word to say that
You ask them, "Are you okay?" You know, somebody fall and they trip. You don't sit here and pull your phone out and take a picture of them. You sit there and ask them, "Are you okay?"
Right. Right.
Now I might laugh when you say yes.
Hello.
But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The decency comes with the fact that, are you okay?
I am not decent because I'm going to laugh first and pick you up at the same time.
I'm just saying. So you got something, baby.
I'll probably laugh first. You right.
I'm going to laugh. I'm probably going to laugh.
So
On
your
the
decency
inside.
is my comedy.
Y'all, one time this lady was lifting weights in my class. And she did the arm lift, and she farted.
Who farted?
Listen. Let me tell you about these. Let me tell you how people be trying to embarrass people in decency. So this lady in my gym class.
This is why.
Yeah, this lady in my gym class. She was the example for the arm lift, right? She went and did her arm lift and farted at the same time in front of the entire class. Yes, because she was the example, so all eyes were on her. When I tell you that lady turned completely red, and then they looking at me, waiting for me to laugh at her. I said, I'm not laughing at this. Like, why y'all looking at me? Like, I felt embarrassed for her. I was like, I cannot laugh at this lady. Like, I can't believe y'all expect me to laugh. I couldn't laugh. That woman farted in front of a class of men in college, and she was an older lady. That shit is embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
But you can still
As a woman,
because you can't hold it in. The older you get, it just kind of like.
That's it. She just lifted, and it was like, I said, "Oh, this is terrible." I was like, "Yo, did this lady just fart in front of all of us like this?"
Look, right? So, okay. So Adrian's mom.
You fart when you lift up your leg?
No, I make sure I clear all my air before I come out the bathroom.
I'm gonna let that. I'm gonna leave that alone. You know what I mean?
You never want to answer any questions.
You
Well, listen. So Adrian's mom is 83. My mom is 80. Hey, sometime it get loose.
That happens to me.
Listen, sometime
I'm at that age too. I'm getting to be that age too.
My mama then had a whole hip replacement. Sometime when she walk and go, she might slip.
You stop giving a shit.
The thing about it is, when we see others, we just have to bring them up. We laugh about it and we help them up. That's it.
I've been a caretaker for mom 14 years. She done did all kinds. I done had to do all. I said, Mom, I came out of here. Why am I back up in here?
I never wanted to see where I came from, though. Like, for real, for real.
No, Shelly, I'm trying. When man, and then
You know how it's like,
man,
I brought you in this world, I take you out, you just took me out.
you just took. I just came. I just went back. Why am I back?
No.
Aw.
That's something.
Why?
I tell you.
No, but
That's beautiful. It's beautiful that you are that type of person
yeah.
that you are able to do that. You get what I'm
And
saying?
it's crazy because when other people, when I need help and people to come, she is very resistant with it. And I'm like, Ma, I said, Ma, please. I said, this is our family. You done changed their diapers. Just let them do what they need to do for you, please.
So,
But she be doing, it's been years, but now, but still, when the doctors come, I'll be like, Ma, I don't trust them either. Don't worry about it. I'm going to cuss them out. Don't worry about it.
Mama, I had to deal with my daddy on hospice, right? I never wanted to know the nutsack I came from.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Horrible.
I give it to you, ladies. I don't know if I could do it. I tell my mother all the time, make sure you don't get like that, because I don't know if I could do that.
Listen, Shelly, my father didn't get the. I hate my dad is gone, but I'm glad I did not have to do that for him. And then
I had to do it for one of my uncles too. I was like,
So you were expert on ball sacks.
no, that's just where I came from. So I'm a nigga at heart.
Balls.
I'm a man at heart.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. Yeah, like I don't know which is worse. Neither one. I don't want either one.
It wasn't. It's like it taught me something different, but it's like I never wanted to see that, like, ever in my fucking life. So I understand where Crystal is coming from.
right, and then just imagine like you say, imagine your parent, especially the father, especially the man who don't want nobody all in his ball sacks except the girly with or the women.
He would not.
Can men do that though? I wonder if men are able, like if sons are able to do that to for their mothers and their dads.
Please, don't get me started on that shit. I'll be done got triggered and start going outside to the gun range. Don't play with me.
Let me tell you. So
To the thing range.
Well, let me ask Picture Man. Picture Man, do you think that you would have been able to take care of your elderly parents like that?
Most definitely.
Really?
I wouldn't have it no other way.
I love that.
Wouldn't have it no other way.
You're wiping your mom and wiping your dad.
Yeah, definitely.
So let me say this. There's nothing wrong if you can't. I want to say this. There is nothing wrong if you cannot take care of your parent. There is nothing wrong. I want to say this. I want to make this clear. Please make this clear. There is nothing wrong if you cannot take care of another person in that capacity.
Exactly right.
There is nothing wrong with that. But please get you some long-term care insurance so that someone can, because Medicare does not.
Well, I'm gonna tell you just like this. My mom and dad, they're gone. Rest in peace, mom and dad. But they wouldn't have it no other way than us taking care of them. I didn't care what it was, and I did it.
Okay,
I
baby.
did. This is no lie. I did it for my dad many a months before he had a massive heart attack. Dad said, "Boy, you sure you up, Dad? I wash your toenails, boy. You did it for me. You did it for me. You brought me up. You born me. So now, can I help you?"
I love that.
So let me say this. Can I please say this when you're done?
Yes,
Well,
ma'am. Yes,
let
ma'am.
me, whenever whoever want, let me say this.
I just wanted to say one thing real quick. So, mind you, I had just had my daughter. She was only 2 months old.
Oh wow.
On hospice. We would not let none of them nurses touch him. I had just had a C-section. And I was picking my daddy up 145 pounds.
Ooh, after the C-section?
Oh yeah, I'm strong.
Well, we know you're strong.
But here's the thing. These were some nice little pretty nurses too, and he was in his 80s when he passed. So he was like, nah, don't touch me. My daughter got it.
So he wanted you to do it.
Yeah. My daughter got it. He wouldn't let me wipe him and do all that other stuff. He made sure we sat there. We rocked on the chairs and all that other stuff. But when it came time for him to go to the bathroom and change him and put him in the bed, yeah, no, couldn't nobody else do that. He wouldn't even let the sons do it. And my brothers are bigger than me.
I mean, it
I have
was,
big
it was,
brothers.
Baby girl.
it was to where, I was married for 13 years. And, my wife fell down and broke her ankle in 3 places.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't do anything, nothing. And this is no lie. This is to the world. I changed her pads. I wiped her ass. I did all of that. I had no problem with it because I took my vows very, very serious, from to death do us part, through sickness and in health. I didn't care what it was that she needed. I worshiped the ground that she was on at that
I
time.
love that.
I did it all. I'm proud of myself for that. She always said, "I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to." I said, "Well, I don't care what you want me to do. I'm
That's
gonna
what you
do
have a
it.
great heart.
I'm gonna do it anyway."
Are you doing this?
I did a lot.
I love
So
that.
my mom and dad, yeah, I did a lot.
I couldn't.
All of us did a lot. I can't just say me. All of us did a lot. Yeah, that's where we want
You
you
look
at. You
so
stay
cute.
right
All right,
there. Don't you
fine.
move.
You like this? Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't do that. That's why I don't want to get married again, because I don't want to keep nobody's ass. I don't want to do that.
Put her
Well,
back in the big box. She's so beautiful.
yeah, put her back in the big box.
Pretty.
Back in the big box.
Yeah,
Y'all
I'm
gonna look.
She wants
She
in
had
the
a
big
hand
box.
on
Me in the
the
big box.
like
Okay,
this.
so
Like cute like this.
And
Just
you
like
got a
this.
I hear all of that. I say this. I commend I'm gonna say this. I commend all of us that choose to be obligated to a person to take care of. That's the statement I'm gonna leave with that statement. I commend any person that chooses to be obligated to take care of another person. With that being said, I have made it clear, and it was made clear to me that my parents didn't want me to take care of them when they got older, and they knew that they were having me at a later age.
Yeah, it was.
My mother is 83 years old, going to be 84 in less than 10 days, and my father is no longer here. But with that being said, being the fact that I have been almost to the point of I can't do this no more, I have made it clear. There's a reason why I don't have children. There's a reason why I would never have children at a later age.
Why?
Because I would never put the burden of feeling obligated to have to take care of me. Because
Could be my wife.
let me say this, and I say this because I am 43 years old and I've been taking care of my older parents my entire adult life. I haven't had the opportunity I've missed opportunities with work. I've missed opportunities in personal life. I've missed several opportunities because I've chosen to be obligated to take care of my parent. I chose to be obligated because I didn't have to.
No.
Right.
And the reason why I choose to be obligated to take care of my parents is because they took care of me. I would never tell another person who had a parent who did not do them good, choose to be obligated to take care of them in that way.
Right. I was just.
And so this is why I say we need. This is earlier, maybe before you got in here. I don't know how long you've been in here while I was talking. This is why I was talking about like the welfare system and things on why we are in certain cycles. Long-term care insurance, something they did not tell us about. Because again, back to real shit, Medicare, Medicaid, Medicare for the people who did what they were supposed to do. They got married, they had children, they got their house, they picket fence, they dog and they kids, and they did what they supposed to do. They had a job, they got a pension, and they got the Social Security. And maybe the husband or the wife went into the military. So now you got all of these incomes. And guess what? You ain't go if you don't have long-term care insurance outside of military, because if the main person that was in the military goes on, and you have those dependents, which is really only the spouse at this point,
Right.
because the child ages out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When we talking about taking care of and setting up our families and things of that nature, long-term care insurance, unless you got money, it's the only thing that's going to going to
Yeah, you're
take off
exactly
the
right.
burden of having to physically take care of another person. Because this is why I told Adrian, I am on 10%. Because if you don't have the support, and I don't have the money to have somebody come in here and do the things that I have to do every single day to take care. Again, you chose to take care of your wife, and you probably had to work, and that was, and you married her, so you definitely. But again, if the money is in place to provide that long-term care insurance to do those things, and I know I sound like some whack ass insurance
No, you don't.
policy
No, you do
person.
not. No, you do not. You're fine. You're fine.
No, because they didn't tell us this shit, and and I'm a part of what they identify as the sandwich generation. A 40-something-year-old that is taking care of their parent, and God forbid if I had a child.
Right.
And you
You
know,
know
I'm
what I'm
gonna say
saying?
I'm gonna say it just like this. I was so grateful that I had my mom and my dad. You know what I mean? Right now, today, you can't find me a mother and father together and
You
raising their
can't
children. I'm
listen.
just thankful. I'm just thankful that I had that when I was growing up. Mom and my dad together. We grew up in the same household. There were some rules and there were some regulations. You know what I mean? This is what you have to listen to. I'm bringing the money in here right now, but I was just so grateful that I had my mother and father for all those years. I can't explain it enough. When you have your mom and dad growing up, that's a great, great, great thing. It
Right.
really is. All of my
So we
life
were
until
talking
they.
about this. I don't. So you were in the DC area. So all right. So I guess all of us, because Shelly's from California, and Crystal and me, and we were in agreement that the C era had a big part of these families breaking up. Now we
Mhm,
might not experience it because our parents were older, so they weren't in that middle of the C era,
mhm.
but a lot of our generation was part of it, and that kind of broke up a lot of these families when that was introduced in our, like, I'm pretty sure it didn't happen in Charles's area, you know what I mean, because Charles is in the Midwest somewhere, and I don't think the sea went into that area, but it affected DMV area, it affected California, it affected New York, and that's why we had this lost generation between 45 and 50-year olds, because
Mhm,
they got caught up in and being part of the system, and then
mhm.
and then the H era, and so we have this damage era where that's where the families started breaking up,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. And it's if anybody can say actually that they grew up from day one. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, but I grew up. My parents, they believed in working, working, working. My mom was a teacher and my dad was a custodian. They worked at the same school. I've never heard that before. My dad was a custodian, my mom was my teacher. I was just thankful, and I'll say it 9,900 more times. I'm just grateful, grateful, grateful that I grew up like that. And you see today, all you see is moms. You don't see any dads. They're in prison or dead or
Right.
like that.
It.
because
I
I see a
mean,
lot of people like my oldest son is 28. I see a lot of 28-year-olds, 30-year-olds. They don't have any kids. They want
Hmm.
to wait until
I
they not
don't.
having
like
no
when my
I don't
kids.
generation,
have
we were
any
having
children.
kids at 18, 16 years old, really young.
We're, Adrian, we're alien. I told you, we are connected to the aliens. We ain't got no children. We're
I
not
don't have any
having them.
myself. I don't
This is
have
what
any.
I'm saying. Picture, man. We don't. I'm telling you, we are the last of the Mohicans of that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
of that.
Because I'm finna give you
The
three of
real,
them.
the
Hold on.
true.
Just wait.
Shelly's not
What
calling
state
into
you in?
this.
What
She's a
state you in?
millennial.
Because fuck that. You finna get three of them. Where you at?
Oh, I was born and raised in New York, but now I live in North Carolina. But
Okay.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
alien.
They on their
Alien.
way. They on
North
their
Carolina.
motherfucking way. Rich
Pine
aunties
Top.
they on their way.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And I was born with five brothers and two sisters. You know,
Yeah.
and I like I said, I'm grateful. You know what I mean? My dad was I always thought my dad was Superman. I never thought my dad would
I
leave.
love that.
You know what I mean? I always thought because he did everything, he'd been through everything.
My dad
He
was
worked
Superman.
43 years at the same place. I call my dad Superman. I didn't know he was going to leave away from here. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And I had to accept that. You know, my one
Was your
brother.
father older though?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad,
I
my
think
dad
it's
was
so. A lot
70.
of our parents were very older. Even Shelly, because Shelly, for you to be 39, And you said your mother had you at 40?
She had me at 40. My grandfather was
Dang.
born in 1918.
Okay.
Yeah.
He had her when she was he had her when he was 30.
Right. So you
He
have
was in World War
that's
II.
the reason why you have such an old soul too,
We
Shelly.
are the aliens. I'm telling you. I said this
Yeah,
shit,
you're right,
man.
Crystal.
Hey,
I feel you. I feel
You have a
you.
lot of older
And I
parents.
love you
I
for
know
that.
my
That's
mother had
cool.
me at
It's
36, I
true.
think.
We
Older.
have the experience.
my grandfather
We
passed.
have the incorporated life experience of the silent generation,
Yeah.
Yeah,
including our own experience. And then if you know, and
double it
probably
up.
because of that,
Yeah.
shielded us from the bullshit.
Yeah.
My
And
grandfather
did I?
passed away at 76, and I was 8 years old.
Yeah, my dad passed away at 78, and I was 20 something.
Well, my
Well, see,
dad,
my
Well, I learned a
grandparents
lot.
passed away in
I
their
learned a
60s.
lot from my parents. I learned a lot from my parents.
Yep.
What to do and what not to do. That's why, right today, I'm gonna tell you how old I am. I'm 58 years old, and
no.
I learned a lot from those guys. I've never in my life been
You
in
were
trouble.
older.
Never did a day of drugs in my life. I drink my beer.
You were-
Don't get me wrong, but it's just I talk where I work. I I feed the homeless in the public every day. I'm off on Fridays and Saturdays, but the things that I see in those guys, the potential, but they just they don't understand. You know what I mean?
Now, how
Hey,
old are those people though, picture man?
what? How old is who?
The people that you
All
don't
ages,
understand.
all ages,
Here's
all
the
Do
thing
ages.
you
that I can
find
say
them
about
more your age though?
I can't say that because there's some 75-year-olds that come in there. There's some
Okay.
65. There's some 35. There's some 21. There's some 16. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they come in. And I do the security work there. And I see so much in there in that place. I have to bring it up one day when you guys are on live. I can show you where they eat. I can show you where they pick up their clothes. I can show you where they sleep. I can show you all of that. All of that. And I've experienced a lot in my life. I was homeless myself for 5 years. And you know what I tell those guys every morning? Someone helped me. So now let me help you. You got some that don't want any help. But
Because you
do I do
love.
I turn my back on them? No, there's no way I could. Someone help me. Now let me help you. I tell them that every day. Every single day I tell them
I don't
that.
think people think like that no more though. Everybody thinks about themselves.
Well, you got a lot out there to think about themselves, but there's a lot out there that I help. Like I
No, no,
said,
I know.
someone helped me. So now let me help you.
Right.
What do you need?
Now, do those people that you help pay it forward?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. 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 You'll be
Because
surprised the things that I can show you as far as security goes, security work goes, the people that you
Mhm.
work with, you got some that has attitudes, you have some that have problems at home, you have some that had problems at home. Um, Shelters there for them, but they will not go into shelter. You'd be surprised the people that I can point out to you, that I can show you that will not go into a shelter. They rather be in the woods.
I mean, working as a caseworker for the homeless, unhoused population in New York City, the pictures that I get, the shit that they have to go through to get into
A
the
lot.
shelter, the
A lot.
rooms that they put these people in with poor plumbing and rats running across their children's strollers. Sometimes they'd rather be outside. They'd rather try to find out if they can lie about where they staying at, but still claim homelessness so they
Exactly
can
right,
try to get
sweetheart.
housing.
Yeah.
And so we need to realize that the shelter is nothing but another system. I know in New York, again, when I was working as a caseworker, I realized I came in thinking, oh, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help these people. I'm gonna make sure they get their food stamps. I'm gonna make sure they get their Medicaid. I'm gonna make sure they get the work program. And then when you get in there, you realize this ain't nothing but some bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, where I'm at here in Maryland, the rat thing is not an issue.
Well,
Um,
I'm just
but
saying.
but yeah,
Well, yeah, for
but
you.
right now, what the biggest problem is spacing. You know what I mean? spacing. The men do not have enough space in their area to do what they want to do. You have one tote that you got to put everything in. They will not. I'm telling you, it's one tote, and that's it. You 6:30 the doors open. 10 o'clock you got to be in the bed. 7 o'clock you're back out the door. So all those guys that are homeless, that they come to me for breakfast. They come to my place for breakfast. We do breakfast and lunch there, but there's another place that they do dinner. And right now, what I'm doing is I'm just sitting back and just looking at some things. So people come to me sometimes and say, hey, Mr. Gary, I had a problem in the shelter, and I try to tell them I don't have anything to do with the shelter. I don't have nothing to do with the shelter. There's nothing. There's no way I can help you. But at my place, if they have a problem, I'll help them to the best of my ability. I don't care. I don't care what it is, from clothing to underwear to socks. If you don't have, I promise you, I'll get it for you. Just like the other day, a gentleman came to me and said,
when we
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So I think, like, for instance, like with you providing food and things of that nature, I think, like, when it comes to like, how can we help? Or because I'm a person of resolutions and solutions, and I think we all have to pick a lane to do something in. And so, like, with the shelters, like you said, they got to be out of there, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, and then they can't. Sometimes they can't come back in until a certain time.
They cannot. They cannot come back in until 6:30 the next day.
Right, because they're expected to.
Where did they go then? Did I miss this conversation?
Some places have day programs. So this is the thing. This is a part of the system. So you have the shelter system. So you stay in the shelter, but you need to be out in the morning. So you know what? Because you are on benefits depending on where you're at, because the expectation is that you are getting quote unquote welfare public assistance. And so with that public assistance, you are in a work program. And if you are not in a work program, you are medically excused, which means you are able to be somewhere, which is a day program, which might be provided. Now, not to say that any of this shit is good, not to say any of it is good, but this is what the system looks like. You go to welfare, you get your shit together, you get your case. And so you are allotted cash assistance, which means you have to participate in a work program in order to maintain this cash assistance.
Right, sweetheart.
And then you get the medical assistance. Right. And if you are a woman, you are going to have to report to child support with that medical assistance. If you do not provide that information, you will be sanctioned and will not get Medicaid. Your child will be able to receive the subsidy. But you will not.
Exactly right.
Now, with your food stamps, if you do not have food and you do not have an income, then you will get probably emergency food stamps, and then you will be allotted a monthly allot. But now what it seems like they're about to incorporate this work program shit with that as well. And so you're going to have work reflected in order to get that, if you want to just get that on its own. Now, because we're talking about homeless, specific, but that does not mean just because you are unhoused don't mean you ain't got no job.
Thank you.
So if you are employed, and this is how this works as well. I know in New York City, this is how it works. If you are employed, it doesn't matter, because the system is set up for, if you are working and you are in the welfare, the homeless system, you will automatically get a welfare case. You may just not get benefits off the case, but the case is open. Why? Because the state pays for you to stay in that shelter.
Okay. You know what? Which
means that shelter is getting all of this money and I'm saying per person or per family, they were getting, and I'm talking about if the process that I was dealing with back in early 2000s, you probably was paying that shelter between $2,000 to $4,000 per person or per family in a room.
You're exactly right.
with rats
You're,
running around
yeah,
and no proper plumbing
you
and no
can't.
bedding and no sheets and a hot plate because they done took over a hotel with no kitchen.
Right.
And so you got these people in these kind of conditions who are homeless and trying to figure out, maybe they lost their job. Maybe they parent passed and they done lost the property because they ain't had no job because they wasn't set. It's so many reasons why somebody is unhoused and end up in a situation where they move from where they're at and they go to a bigger city like New York City to get this type of incentive benefit per se, which ain't nothing but a fucking setup.
And I wonder if this is like where Charles is from in the Midwest, if they have such an issue like this and how that's set up. Is it set the same way if homelessness set up or homeless shelters set up the same way in like the Midwest?
Yeah. Now, where I'm at, they'll give you food on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
And that's the individual shelter place, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, you have to have a card in order to get this. So they show the cards. They can go through. You figure you go to the meats, you get 4 meats. You go to the bread, you can get 2 loaves of bread. You go to the sweets, you get 2 cakes or donuts or cookies or whatever.
Oh, so it's not cooked food. It's a pantry.
I mean, and then you can take that same card the same day.
Where do you store it at if you don't got a home?
Go to the clothing exchange and you can get 42 items, I think it is. I think it's 42 items.
I don't understand. If you are homeless, where do you store this food at?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
If you're homeless, where do you store this food at?
Well, you have to think about it. Just sit back and think, okay, I'm homeless, I don't have any money. Okay, that should tell you right there. So they might come and get this. They might come and get this food, and they might go around the corner and sell it.
Right.
That's not our problem. We know that we gave it to them. If they decide to go around the corner to sell it, that's on them. But a lot.
Why don't you give them cooked food?
I'm gonna tell you just like this. A lot of them have family members in the area. They'll call their family members and say, "Hey, sis, I got this. Can you come and get it?" You know what I mean? Sis don't mind for them to come over there and eat it. They don't mind that. But we know
broken too.
We know that we give it to them. As long as they have that card, say your day is today. Say your day is today. You go in, like I said, you get all those items. It's like a big pantry. You just go right in a big circle and pick what you want.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense because you want to give them cooked food, not food that they're not going to be able to eat.
Where they can't. How can you afford?
Breakfast,
you gotta? That's the supply. That's food supply. Where you getting the food from? You gotta have a stove. You gotta have this. You gotta have that to maintain. You gotta. That costs money. Where do the funds come from?
You would be surprised what a homeless person has in the woods.
Right.
You'll be surprised. Their kitchen is better than your kitchen.
Right.
I'm telling you, I've seen
They're
it.
out there living.
I've been there. I've did security for 40 years. I've seen it. I've been out in the woods and seen these guys tents.
Because think about it, Adrian.
If
we go off the grid, what we gonna do? We can't. What we you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be the same ones out in the woods making a fire in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and it costs to I go donate like our group even at school, like we did our volunteering. We went to the shelter and we had catered baked spaghetti for them. And so when we got there, we setting up and they weren't thinking this. And this comes back to community and thinking and planning together to make sure that you are thinking about the little things. They microwave didn't work. They didn't have any stoves at that shelter. And so we sitting here serving these people. They had one microwave that worked. It's like 40 something people in here. And they didn't have the heating sternals to go under the food. They forgot that. And I was like, again, it's nice that we're volunteering to feed these people, but why are we feeding them cold ass spaghetti or they got to stay in this long ass line to heat their food up in this one little raggedy microwave? Because there's nobody funding the shelter. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nobody where do you think those people that take care of them shelters? I got a friend. My best friend works at the shelter here. When I tell you, you talking about my battery. I'm talking about my battery being at 8%. I know her battery is at 7. You know what I'm saying? A 6. Because not only does she have things in her own personal life she got going on, but she works at a place where she got to deal with people that might OD in the parking lot.
Yes, you are, or in the bathroom.
You know what I'm saying? Or in the bathroom, or right in front of her at the damn desk while she's interviewing them.
I go through it every single day, sweetheart. Different nationalities. I don't know what this person is going to do from day to day.
Right.
But one thing about it is, we feed them breakfast and we feed them lunch.
That's it. Yeah. Be consistent on whatever you contributing. That's, you know what I'm saying? Be consistent with that and know that, we provide breakfast and lunch for these people and for people, for whatever. Yeah. Like, we want to help in so many, so many ways that help is needed. Yeah. And then you want to try to do everything and we can't. And it's just so much fucked up shit. But we do have to figure out what lane can we really manifest getting people on the right track. Yeah. Some people are homeless because they don't want to live in 4 walls.
They don't.
There are some people out there that do not want to be confined to 4 walls. Right. And that could be, mental health or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But they still should be treated like human beings.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They should not be just dismissed, dismissed or pushed. Yeah. If they live in this tent over in this corner that ain't bothering nobody.
Right. I say to them every day, just saying, how can I help you? I know where they're living. Hey, every single day. And thank you, Jesus. I ask them every single day, this couple, how can I help you? What can I do to make things better? Mm-hmm. They say, well, I need, okay, that's no problem. And then I throw at them, I say, well, what's the reason that you don't want to go to the shelter? You'd rather be out in the woods. Give me a reason. Well, I don't like such and such that's running the shelter. Right. That's not the point. You're out here and it's raining. He said, but Mr. Gary, I said, look, this is a house. And I walk into this tent. It's a house. Big old tent. It's a couple out there that will not go in the shelter. But I promise them every single day, whatever you need, I promise Mr. Gary can get it. I promise you. If I don't have it, I'll send you to the right resource that does have it. Like little things, like they need like pots and pans. They need like boots. They need, hey, Mr. Gary can get that for you. I promise you.
Right.
I got a key to go get it. If you need pants, if you need a jumpsuit, if you need a washcloth, if you need some soap, I guarantee you Mr. Gary can get it. Promise. That's a promise. Mm-hmm. Like I said, and I'll say it again, someone help me. Now let me help you. Mm-hmm. I don't care what it is.
I think a lot of people, we were talking about that earlier too, what Crystal was saying, a lot of people don't do that anymore. Everybody's so damn self-internal.
Mr. Gary would take his dollar out and give you 50 cents of it. If you, and
unfortunately, there's not a lot of us like that anymore. Picture man.
Yeah. I say to myself sometime, I say, well, do I give this person $5 because he asked for it? Is he going to go get something to drink or is he going to get drugs? What's he going to get? I said, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. Here's that $5 that you asked for. Oh, Mr. Gary, you really didn't have to do that. I said, I wanted to do it from the kindness of my heart. I want to do that. Right. I can get you food from toothbrushes to toothpaste to mouthwash to lip gloss. I can get all of that. Just ask for it. Don't be afraid to ask. Someone help me. Now let me help you.
Well, let me ask you something, Mr. Pitcher Man. What do you do for yourself?
What do I do for myself as far as?
I don't know. You're doing this for so many, as far as to make it like, because Crystal was saying about how we got to take care of ourselves before we could take care of other people, right?
I'm so thankful right now that I was homeless for the longest. I'm just thankful right now that I have my own place.
Okay.
I don't mind, once in a while, and I shouldn't do this, but I do. A total stranger on the street that needs a shower, I'll bring them to my home.
I know. But what do you do for yourself? What makes you happy?
Just waking up every morning makes me happy. That I can help someone else because someone helped me all those years. I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful just to be here. That I can help someone. That I can say to myself, well done. Well done.
Well, we gotta take care of ourselves.
But he's a Care Bear. So like he said,
he working on 8%, like you working on 8%.
No, but the thing is, he's not taking care of someone. He's not being. He's taking care of himself, and he's not responsible for anyone else. He's not physically responsible. Yeah. He doesn't have to use his brain for other people on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? So he has the time to be able to invest in other people. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you at your job and maybe you want to work on your professional development. Well, you really can't. Again, I'm an example. I'm a caretaker for someone I got to take care of damn near 24 hours a day. I can't balance. It's hard to balance that. So I'm sacrificing my life for my parent. But that's a choice that I'm choosing to do. That's why I said I'm choosing to put my personal things. I'm working on 8% because I'm investing on, because my mom wants to be here. My mom wants to actively be around. You know what I'm saying? Which means she's getting up on her own, getting up out the bed, participating in her physical therapy, being social. She is actively wanting to live. I am going to continue to take care of her in the capacity that I do now. Now, I've said that I was going to say this earlier, but when it gets to the point where my mother does not,
if you burnt out,
there would be no one here to take. There would be no right, and that's what I'm saying. Right. So I'm trying to identify, but when you don't have, when it's true, in fact, that you do not have a true support system, I can only do what I can do with what I got. If I don't have the funds, and my mother didn't put long-term care insurance in place, because I don't have the money to pay for respite. That costs $2,000 for me to put her somewhere for a week for me to get a break. I can't trust my family members to make sure that she gets her medicine like she does, because I have done that. And then when I come home, her meds are still sitting there after I've explained what you need to do with her. Now, that doesn't mean you don't care. That just not means that you're just not as mindful about it. You know what I'm saying? In your position of taking care of your grandmother or your aunt, or you know what I'm saying? And so I have to pay for professional people to come in here, or someone who is used to taking care of an elderly person that has some med management, that can identify dementia signs or notice without having to have been with this person for a long time. It's a lot. And then I have to trust somebody to be with my motherfucking mama. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're right. You know, it's a lot. It is.
It's a lot.
And taking care of myself. I can't say I'm not worried about taking care of myself.
Do you go to the doctor?
Excuse me?
Do you go to the doctor?
Hate them.
See? No, you ain't taking care of yourself. I don't even want to talk to you no more, Miss Pitch Man.
Hate them.
I'm about to get on you.
I'm going to say this to you.
Take care of all those homeless people if you're not around.
Well, I ain't going nowhere. I'm too stubborn to go anywhere.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's what my brother said.
I'm not going anywhere. And I can sit back and just say, you have to actually experience what I've experienced with, as far as my parents go.
That, but that is not going to make
my mom. I talked to her one day, the next day she's dead in a hospital. I always said,
oh my gosh, you sound like my father with that bullshit.
8 to 9 years ago. How in the hell am I talking to my mom Friday? Saturday morning, she's dead. Somebody needs to explain to me what happened. I would not leave that hospital. I hate doctors. I hate medicine. I'm sorry for saying that, but I do. I do not. I won't take a Tylenol.
Honestly, that's the most selfish thing. I don't know if it's selfish. Is it selfish?
I won't. And when I go to the hospital, they talk about, well, we're going to give you a flu shot. No, you're not.
I mean, he doesn't have any children, Adrian, so he can live out here and do what he want to do.
I don't have any children.
Yeah, it's the same thing with me. Hell, I cannot go to the doctor and not give a fuck, and then if some shit, I just drop dead for whatever. It could be it's natural causes because I don't give a shit. I'm not focused if I got an ailment. Like, because you telling me that if you have a pain or ailment, you just dealing with it.
My daddy had a heart attack. He had to go to the doctors. He said, Gary, can you go to the doctors with me? The first thing when we got in that office, you know what the doctor said to my father? Said, Mr. Thompson, you have to. I said, oh, doc. First of all, he has a car. He gets a check every month. And the liquor stores are not stop serving it. So you might well just not try to tell him stop drinking and stop smoking because he's not going to do it. So next.
Oh, well, there you go.
Next. You're not going to.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing. That's a different story.
I hate doctors.
But what is the doc? So let me say this: if you let's be real about this. If you're an alcoholic, they're not going to do anything for you because you're wasting medical time. I have a friend right now who has a father-in-law who is in a freaking nursing home. Why? Because he is an alcoholic.
So what do you consider alcohol?
He needs a kidney transplant. I don't know. I'm someone who drinks a lot and doesn't stop drinking.
Okay, so an alcoholic is someone that drinks a lot and don't stop. So is that every day?
So let's look it up. If we want to be technical, because we're going to talk about it. If alcohol is a thing, because we're not going to neglect the fact that there's so many men out here and women, but we're going to talk about men that drink alcohol.
Okay.
We're not among other things that we're not going to. I'm not going to even talk about that I realize, but we're just going to stick on the alcohol.
Okay. So
what is an alcohol?
Is it?
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me look up the definition. Let me look up the definition.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I drink.
Man, you drink?
Listen, picture man.
But that's what I do.
Picture man. Let me say this. Let me say this.
But that's what I do.
Picture man, please let me say that I ain't making no judgment. I had a cousin that drank every day. I didn't even know he drank the way that he did. I have other people that drink and the drinking is toxic and I see it and until he realizes that he needs to stop drinking. You know what I'm saying? Until he realizes that he needs to stop drinking. I don't care if it's a beer. I don't care if it's an alcoholic drink. I don't care what it is. Until that person realizes that he needs to stop drinking, he will never move forward in whatever he's trying to do in life. And that's just one example. I'm just saying. But let's just talk about alcoholic. Let's just get the definition. I want to get the definition of an alcoholic out first.
A lot of people, I drink.
Me too.
I might drink every other day, but I go to work every day. You know what I mean? But
okay.
Alcohol. What is marijuana? What is heroin? What is crack cocaine?
Hey, you can't be saying those words, sir. You have to watch your words.
Why?
You have to watch your words. You can't say the C word. You can't say the H word. But let me explain health-wise why all of those things are bad. All of those things are bad in some way, shape, or form.
Breathing this air that I'm ready.
All of those things, right? All of those things are bad.
An alcoholic is a person who has excuses for why they drink.
But breathing air is not going to cause me to crash a car. It's not going to cause me to make a decision.
How do you know that?
It's not the bad air is not going to cause my liver to disintegrate into nothing, and then I can't
you're
get.
Not right with that
It's not a depression.
What do you mean? I'm just saying.
Not right with that.
On an average of it, that unless you're in a bad area, but let's just get to what an alcoholic. Let's get the definition of an alcoholic.
Okay,
let's get that. A chronic disease characterized by uncontrolled drinking and preoccupation with alcohol. Alcoholism is the inability to control drinking due to both a physical and emotional dependence on alcohol. The symptoms include a strong need or urge to use alcohol. Those with alcohol use disorder may have problems controlling their drinking, continue to use alcohol even when it causes problems, or have withdrawal symptoms when they rapidly decrease or stop drinking. Treatments involve the counseling, such as behavioral therapy and sometimes medication that may reduce the desire to drink. Some people may need detoxification to stop drinking safely. Mutual support groups help people to stop drinking and being able to manage relapses and cope with necessary lifestyle changes. Now, With that being said, I don't know who's an alcoholic and not in this situation. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm gonna just say that right now.
So
I'm not an alcoholic.
Can I say something? Can I say something? You know, I was just ready to bring up the thing about the air that we breathe. Have you watched the news?
Yeah.
Do you actually know what these people are trying to do for real?
I do know what they're trying to do. I know what they're trying to keep us from. They're trying to keep us from the information. They're trying to get right. We can't control. All I can do is keep on looking at the WHO, even though they tell us they're not with us, and know that we got measles out here, and know that we got tuberculosis out here. You talking about air? I am aware that air is very is nasty out here.
So you actually know about the crop duster?
Yes, I know about all of that stuff.
Okay, so what do you?
But I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is I
listen to what you said about alcoholic.
Right,
okay.
but we're talking about alcohol. You pivot into rock. But we're talking about alcohol, and we're talking about healthcare and why men don't go to a doctor. We're talking about we're trying to go back to going to a doctor and how
explain yourself about the alcoholism.
I'm just saying, like,
no, I can't talk. I can't talk.
We were trying to go back to the doctor. No. We were trying to incorporate alcohol in the doctor and how, like, not getting care because of alcohol and how being an alcoholic.
So when you die from the air, you're going to say it's alcoholism? Thank you. So when you die from
how do we know we died from the air? How do we know you were alive from the air?
Everybody's going to. When they put that crop duster in the air, sweetheart, when they put the crop duster in the air, everybody's going to.
Okay, but we don't know what that's going to happen. We don't know. But we know that excessive. We know that excessive use of alcohol could damage your organs.
Okay, what is it out here that's not damaging your organs?
Why are you giving excuses for people who drink?
Fruits and vegetables.
So what?
Right, because that's weird.
Why? How is it a comparison?
And he's not even an alcoholic, so I don't understand.
No, he is. He obviously is.
Right. I'm just saying.
I'll be that, but I got plenty of money, sweetheart. I'll be that. I'll be the alcoholic.
And that's fine. So again, this is what I'm saying, Adrian. He got money. So again, he has no children and he got money. So he has no problems. So when he do get sick and his ass got to go to the hospital for this surgery, he got the cash to pay for it. You ain't got no problems.
But listen. If that man above is ready for me, I'm ready.
But what if he's not ready for you? What if he's not ready for you and he's trying to teach you this said lesson?
And I'll be here. And then I'll be here.
What happens if you're driving and you're drinking and you hurt somebody else because of it?
Right.
Who am I going to hurt? Who?
What?
I'm not a trouble person, sweetheart. I don't have a vehicle. You're talking bullshit.
Yo, alcohol is everything.
Oh, well, he don't have a car. Look, Adrian, he doesn't have to drive. So again, this is why. Again, this is the privilege. He doesn't have children. He has money. He got a car. He's in his home.
You cook a fire.
He got money. He don't care. He can order somebody to cook for him. Picture man is good.
I don't smoke, sweetheart.
Picture man is good.
I don't smoke, sweetheart.
He got money.
That's one good thing about me.
You cook, right?
Do I what?
You cook?
Sure.
Okay, do you have gas stove?
I have an air fryer which cuts off by itself. I have a microwave which cuts off by itself.
Air fryers give you cancer. You talking about the air? Air fryers give you cancer.
Oh my gosh! Anything give you cancer.
They just said that shit. I'm just saying. They just said that air fryers give you cancer.
Sex will give you cancer.
They said that grilling meat on the grill give you cancer.
Mm-hmm. Everything gives you cancer nowadays.
What doesn't?
I know, because everything gives you cancer.
Plants.
What's that?
They said the plants, but they spray that. I'm just saying.
That's why the homeless people are good being outside in the woods. They're fine in the woods. Leave them alone.
Terrible out here. You can't win for losing, but we do know that being an alcoholic, consuming large amount. Now let's be mindful. There's some people that it doesn't affect them. There's some
alcohol
people.
affects your brain. Doesn't alcohol affect your brain?
Look at Wendy Williams. It definitely can affect your brain. So back to the person. Back to it. It's called alcohol dementia. It's dementia.
Is that what it is?
Alcohol. You can get alcohol dementia.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good to know.
You're gonna stick to it. Only vice. Let him have his vice.
I mean, that's fine, but he's not alcoholic. Just because he drinks every other day, that doesn't make him alcoholic.
Yeah. Yeah, alcohol. He know he alcoholic.
That's terrible.
Somebody
Take all of that, sweetheart.
All I'm saying is go to the doctor. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I will.
Get your blood. Do you check your blood pressure?
Wait on the doctor. The doctor's gonna tell him your liver's shit.
He won't, and it's fine.
Doctor ain't gonna tell me nothing because I ain't going.
He's
He ain't going to no doctor. He said, "Fuck the
I know
doctor."
he's not gonna go.
I never said fuck the doctor. I never said that. That's your words.
I would. Shit. Fuck them doctors.
Good for you.
But I'm gonna go and I'm gonna tell them what's going on with me.
Here. You're probably the biggest alcoholic here.
I'm not.
No, I guarantee you are. I'm afraid.
No, wait a minute. Now he's accusing me of being alcoholic. I didn't even call him one, and now he's talking crazy. Now he's talking crazy to me.
But
See how he's doing
That's what I'm saying.
right. He's making I didn't even call him alcoholic.
That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me.
So why are you calling me one and I'm not one? That's weird.
I never called you one. You're probably.
You just said that you're an alcoholic.
I didn't say, hey, you're an alcoholic. I said you're probably the biggest alcoholic here. Thank you.
Adrian, is he thrown off? Oh, he's gonna go drink now.
He left.
Yo,
alcoholic would get offended.
this is what this man going crazy about alcohol. Like, what is he talking about?
When he started talking about, don't talk about his alcohol now.
Don't talk about my Mad Dog 2020.
You ain't even drinking the good shit. Get the fuck out of here. And you don't drive. They probably took your fucking license. That's how you You got restrictions there. This is crazy. They took your license and that's why you can't drive.
Like, honestly, really,
let me unfucking friend. I'm not. That's what I get for being nice.
He got offended immediately when he started talking about when he
mad.
Like, you don't know what an alcoholic is. Like, come on.
Well, you're probably the biggest alcoholic here. You're probably the biggest alcoholic here.
Sir. I'm not. Not here.
I'm so great.
Yeah, I got money. I don't have no kids. What the hell? Why are you attacking me? I didn't even fucking do anything. We're having a conversation on why you don't take your ass to the doctor. And I know your dick don't work. So let's just get to that. Let's get to the real root of the problem. Let's get to the root of the problem. Let's get to it. Let them fuck and they tell. Your pee don't even probably work. You drink every day. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got no car. All you got is money in your house. Your penis don't work, bro.
And the thing is, if that's your vice, that's your vice. There's no need to be so defensive about it. Jesus.
I'm trying to get to a place where I could get in with no noise. But let me ask you this, lady, real quick, ladies, before y'all lose the theme I'm thinking about. But did you get like a Jeffrey Dahmer type thing going? Who takes homeless men home and takes showers at the house?
No, Uncle Bert. No, it was getting very creepy. That's why I was like, "What?"
Hey, Chris, our girl Adrian was applauding him and giving him accolades. Next thing you know, he started going far left.
You know, I had to come
after a while, it was like, okay, you full of shit. That's the reason why I was like, well, how much do you take care of yourself? You know, I was just waiting because you perfect. You fucking perfect. Everything is so perfect about you. You care about the community. You do this and you do that. You do this and you do that. But you don't do anything for yourself. Oh, I don't need to take, but then you do something for yourself. You drink. You drink.
You take them drinks and you sit there and hold your limp dick in your hands and wish it worked. That's what you do. And then you try to take rhinos to get the shit up, and then you're all fucked up, and then you don't realize you got high blood pressure. That's why you don't want to go to the doctor, because you don't want to know what's wrong with you really. That's why.
And he know he's wrong, because he told himself. He said, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I take men home to take showers. You know you
caught that one, right?
Man, I just tried to move on.
I was done.
Poetic heard him, because Poetic is in the comments like, you take men home? You like take men home? Like, I ain't that friendly.
Get out of here, sir.
Oh,
well, y'all have a good one. I'm back down in the comments.
Be honest with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. People got to be honest with themselves.
Be right back.
Where you go? He left me. Hey, John. You're so funny, because he did not want to hear about that shit, Crystal. He didn't want to know. He asked you what the definition of an alcoholic was, but then you didn't want to know the definition of an alcoholic. Hey. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Crystal. Good morning. Wooba lubba lubba. One lubba. Whoop.
Ron Lovin. I swear, for the smartest man, you don't know how to read people's names.
I really just that's why. Hey, I have my computer read everything to
It's
me.
actually supposed to say Wanna with an A,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't have my glasses on when I was creating this page, and I forgot the A. So I didn't ever change it back.
Okay,
So,
so I didn't break it down in Puerto
so
Rican.
you know my name, so why don't you just call me Adrian? John.
Man, we
You're
don't
gonna-
Okay.
Huh?
Anyway, how has it been on backup number 18?
Who's back on number 18? Okay, honey. I'm
I
about
said
to
backup number 18.
back
I
up number
oh,
18.
dear brother.
Huh?
This is backup number. You know, it's.
I get it. I know.
How-
It's hello, wake up.
I'm up. I'm up. I'm talking to you.
I know you're talking to me, but your brain is not up yet.
My brain is up. I'm saying how
That
are
is
you
my
on backup
name. You
number
don't know
18?
how many pages I have.
Team.
Want to
That's why
see?
we. That's why we're gonna be good friends. We are always gonna be just friends because she'll drive me crazy. She's definitely my friend for sure.
Woo!
You.
I am your friend. But you
I
didn't
know
think we're
you,
not.
you really are my friend for real. You
I really. Why would I not really be your friend?
I'm just letting you know that like you're definitely my friend, and you will continue to always be my good friend. So I will always,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Of course we're friends.
Of
Of course
course,
we're friends.
exactly.
Did you hear what Crystal? We made a man leave.
Oh, good. Oh, Crystal's. She
Oh,
got that knowledge. She got that.
yeah. All she had to do was pull up a definition of what an alcoholic was.
Crystal. Crystal. She her Empress and everything like that. They in that
I have
they in
very
that cool camp.
intelligent friends, Chicago John. I have very intelligent friends.
I don't know if you can claim Chris. I say Crystal. She has her own denomination of churching of ignorant Negroes that she know how to put in their place, or ignorant men in general. So so you just got a collective of a place. You're like the city, and they have to be the churches sprinkled out
The thing is,
within your
Crystal
city.
from Queens. Crystal called New York all day.
Yeah.
That's how she knows how to put these men in their places. Yeah, this dude, he was so perfect. He helps the homeless shelter. He gives people food. He
Not
puts
that
things
guy.
into the house to take showers. And then all of a sudden we started talking about going to the doctors. He said he don't go to the doctor. And then Crystal, they don't know alcohol came. I said, well, do you drink? And then he was like, no, you're alcoholic. And then he was like, well, define alcoholism. And Crystal read what an alcoholic was, and he got so offended. He got very offended because of that.
That's you. That exactly it. As soon as you act, I used to be an alcoholic as well too. So I know about the denials of that kind of stuff and everything.
They will always come up with an excuses. There's always excuses of why you. Oh, well, no, because you know why he started comparing alcoholism to air. He said, "Well, air."
Now, that's definitely a red flag. That is beyond a red flag. Oh my Lord, Jesus! You need air. You don't need alcohol.
I like Kenster. I really do like Kenster. But he played me again. And he gave me a lot of excuses, and I can understand your excuses, Kenster. But at the end of the day, a text message to let me know would have went a long fucking way.
No, he's another one.
You don't know if you remember him on my other page. Remember he went to go to a football game and he had all these excuses of why he didn't see me after the football game. And then he was going to plan another day. He said the next time he was in Tampa, he was going to hit me up. So he hit me up. And I know you can apologize. It still doesn't matter. So then he sat there and said, oh, I'm going to be in that area again. We could do lunch or dinner. I said, lunch, okay. I was like, fine. This was last week. Remember I got stood up 4 times? He was one of the 4 times. Okay. Didn't hear nothing from him, nothing. Now he texts me yesterday after a whole week later talking about he gonna be in town again. I'm like, yo, but what happened to the last time? Now he had legitimate reasons, and I get it. But at the end of the day, you could have just shot me a text and told me.
Well,
Now
sometimes
you told me an explanation, but at this grown ass age, you couldn't just send a text to somebody and say, hey, listen, because I'm not gonna be able to make it.
I mean, sometimes the wires get in the way of these things. So you gotta be okay. We can't just be running away and just wanted to run galloping out of nowhere. I'm just saying.
I don't got patience for that shit no more. I really don't got patience for unreliable people in my life. I really don't.
That's all.
And that goes to my question: love or loyalty? Chicago John, would you rather have love or loyalty?
Oh, I take love.
You like love? Aww.
Yeah, I know people, other brothers. I want the girl to be loyal. I'm like, that's fine.
No, because I could be loyal to people that I don't love anymore.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like people talk about loyalty and stuff, but I'm like, look, I want you to at least be fun. I want to enjoy you. I don't need to be with you just like like a military thing where like, all right, come woman, bend over, take it. All right, don't talk to me for 3 days.
Why you so nasty?
Okay, of course you love that. Sick.
So nasty. I love it. I love nasty.
I'm trying to over here actually
You're not
enjoy being a
loyal.
person.
You're not loyal.
And she
You're
wants
loyal
to
to themselves. Because people are loyal to themselves. A lot of people are just loyal to themselves. And as long as they getting their needs made or they're happy, they don't give a shit about nobody else.
Yeah, I wonder what loyal to themselves means as well too. I think some
They'll
people,
throw anybody under the bus. Like to me, loyalty, you won't throw people under the bus for yourself. Like you deny yourself. If I'm loyal to people, I put people before myself.
right.
See, I know you. Yeah, poetic is going to think about himself first, no matter what. And sometimes they don't think for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people they
Too
raise.
late. It's okay. It's fine. You can have a great time. Have a great time. Like for real.
Yeah,
I'm not. I can't do it no more. I can't be loyal to people that are not loyal to me back. I can't do it no more.
I rather, like I said, I definitely rather have love because
But love goes away.
but loyalty don't.
No, I'm not. When I'm loyal, I'm loyal to. I'm a friend to the end. If I'm loyal to, even if me and you don't even talk no more, I'm still loyal to you. I'm still gonna keep all your secrets to myself. I'm still gonna put, because even if I don't even if you did some fucked up shit to me, I'm still gonna be loyal to you.
I think at the end of the day, I guess it's a balance though. You need a balance of everything. I don't, I can't survive off of loyalty by itself. How can you be, you can be loyal to me and then like, some parents, they are loyal to their kids, but they don't love them.
That's what I'm saying. So why would why would love be more important than loyal?
Definitely, I never said love is more important than loyal. I mean, loyalty is more important than love. I'm saying,
You'd rather have.
Yeah, because you can, like I said, you can be loyal to somebody and not love them.
Yeah.
Look, people in the military, you can not, So.
Yeah, you're loyal. You're loyal to the cause. You're loyal to the country.
Right, but what kind of,
I love the country, right?
Hell no, not to the country. So I mean, but I think you should have a balance of a lot of stuff. I don't know, like when people ask those kind of questions, they kind of a catch-22 anyway. Because then you got these guys out here who just think absolute, and I don't believe in absolute anything. So I mean,
but can you buy love? Can't you buy love too? But can you get him buy loyalty?
maybe some people, if you got enough money, you can probably buy love.
Yeah, I'm saying you can buy love, right? But you can't buy loyalty. Can you buy loyalty though?
You can buy loyalty too. Like if you had to hire an assassin or something like that. Come on, you're from New York. You're a mob boss, lady.
Really? No, yeah. They actually took once my father married a Puerto Rican. That I was disqualified.
Wait. Are you really part Puerto Rican for real? Because I'd be making jokes about you being Puerto Rican.
No. My mother's Puerto Rican. My father's Italian.
Okay, that's what I see. And I knew you got Italian, so yeah, you got that. Yeah. So you should know something about the mob.
No, I know because once my father married an Italian, that was it. My father, they just my
forget
mother.
That racism. Forget that old school racism stuff. You still Italian, whatever.
Yeah.
They just racist. That's all.
I'm American. That's all. What I am. Both of my parents were born in America, and both my grandparents were born in America. Ain't no more American than I am. Because neither one of my parents ever went to Italy, and neither one of my grandparents ever went to Italy. They're all born and raised here. So what's that, third generation or fourth generation American?
Yeah, you something. So.
But again, the only thing I don't know how to make rice and beans. I don't know how to do that. I don't speak Spanish.
All right, just Google it. Google rice and beans. It ain't that hard.
I don't need to cook shit no more. I'm fucking 49 years old. I don't need to make a goddamn thing.
I mean, you're not defined of that kind of stuff. You already, you your own person. You Adrian.
I am. I'm an original. I'm unique.
That's a race of it. If it was a race of Adrians out there, it would be all. It would be all.
We're
God, this
aliens.
world be crazy.
We're aliens. That's what we have. We have the discussion that me and Crystal were aliens. We are not from this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm an alien. I ain't got time for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out why I was accused of being an alcoholic, and all I did was
I don't know if he was calling you an alcoholic or if I was an alcoholic.
I mean, either or, like, it didn't matter because nobody was calling his fucking ass.
Offended.
Thank you for again.
That's how you know an alcoholic, because an alcoholic would get offended.
Now, this is the thing, and I don't want to get to that point too, because I'm close to those ages where you're like, I do this for the community, I do that for the community, and then boom, you Dr. Umar. You're just like you Umaring it up. You're being a hypocrite to all this other stuff, and I don't know. I think these brothers, they have been not even brothers. People, these men have been hypocrites all their lives up to the point, and then they get caught up.
Manipulators. Because at the end of the day, if you have some type of vice, right, whether you're an alcoholic or a drug addict or something like that, you have learned the ways of manipulation. So to go past, I don't care if you go to work every day. There are a lot of functional alcoholics and functional drug addicts, and they know how to manipulate their way into getting what they want. And and he was talking. He was just too perfect. He was just too fucking perfect. And I was waiting for it. I'm like, there's something there. There's something there. And as soon as we mentioned alcohol, he went off the fucking deep end.
That's crazy though. Y'all triggered him out of into alcohol denial.
He went crazy.
How did alcoholism even come up? I don't even know how it came up.
No, because we was talking about black men going to the doctor, and he said that he took his father to the doctor, but he never finished the statement. He mentioned about being an alcoholic, and then we never went back. I said, well, if he's an alcoholic, they're not going to treat him for shit because he's not willing to take care of himself. And so I was going to get into a story about an older man who is in a nursing home now, but then he just tried, it just reared into, I drink. I said, yeah, but I mean, let's look up the definition of alcoholic first. My thing is, I knew he was one, but I didn't want to offend him, so let's just find out the definition.
And you read the whole definition.
I read the whole shit.
Even the cure.
The symptoms, the treatment.
Yeah, he didn't want to hear the cure. That's why he's like, no.
Crazy. He was like, I drink and I haven't gone to a doctor. Okay, well then your dick don't work. That's what we talking about. That's the end result. You have no children. You have money, and your dick don't work.
He's old enough. He old enough to know where your conversation was going. You talk to certain people, and he can see it. He saw the whole conversation. So he's like, let me call you a B now.
He compared it to air. He compared it to air.
Because I said, the air you breathe. I said, I mean, he was like, yeah, but you could die. You could run a lot from the air. I said, but that's not. We can't control that individually. I said, we know that if you drink or over excessive or alcoholic to where you cannot stop drinking. I said, I'm talking from not even personal, just based on alcoholism and statistics and experiences and things on TV, mad and all these drinking and driving, all those things against this, although you can buy it at the store. I'm just saying. Like, you shouldn't drink because it might kill your liver, and then you can't.
I said he heard you talk, and he heard that conversation. He saw it. He had future sight, and he saw exactly where you were going down the rabbit hole with him. Man, he's like, all right, let me just end this shit now. F you and your mama. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Like, dude, we could have just went back to going to the doctor, bro. Like, we didn't even have to get on this whole alcoholism shit. You brought this shit up.
Yeah, you were sniffing around. You were like a person. You were like Columbo. Like, excuse me, how about?
I was like, but so the alcohol he drinks, so then that's probably why the doctor couldn't do anything. Because he's like, oh, the doctor. I said, well, what is the doctor supposed to do if you're alcoholic?
You sound like one of those doctors out there trying to come in to put down the liquor. Huh? Nobody asked you all that.
Right. I'm just saying.
But he doesn't care because it's all
look at my outfit.
He did something good for the community. That's all that matters.
Because he feeds the community and he let homeless people come in his house and take showers.
And he gives the married couple that lives in the woods food every day. He said, whatever they want, he will give them.
Yeah, I passed by earlier, like when I was making my rounds. I heard you, and I'm like, I ain't coming in here all this positivity shit. Like I said, I ain't come back.
You knew eventually it was going to turn because there's no such thing as that.
Because as soon as a man come up here with his bullshit all the time.
I said, let him cook.
That's the whole time.
Let me let this man cook because
Yeah, I was letting him. I was like, okay, so. But you, and I was trying to help him. I was like, you got money, you ain't got no kids, you on drive, you can do what the fuck you want to do.
I know, you were like, and you saw my face, thought I was
You
like,
could be an alcoholic, you could be a drunk. Because if you got to go to the doctor and you need surgery, well, hell, you got the money to pay for that surgery. So what do you care? I mean, I'm just saying, you got the bread if that's what it is, but you're lying.
Stop calling me an alcoholic because you was on his side. You was on his side. I was the one who was like,
I know, but I was just doing that. But I'm just saying, devil's advocate.
Outside. All right.
Devil's advocate here,
I
was supporting him. I was rooting for you.
Like, if he's alcoholic, who cares? He got the money. He ain't got no kids.
You could be a loser. Your dick don't have to work. You got money.
Y'all talked about his kids.
Anyway, so why does it
He
matter?
ain't got no kids.
No, his kids are Jack and Daniels.
And Erkin Jerk and the rest of them. Morgan.
Comedian. You need to be called John the Comedian.
Oh my God, I can't.
Chicago John the Comedian.
When I do my stand up, I am not inviting. Like Adrian's not invited to none of my stand up at all.
Oh my God.
I'll be. Yeah, why? I think I'm funny. Crystal's funny too.
I'm talking about
all people.
You may be funny. Yeah, Chicago people, we're all funny.
I don't know tomatoes thrown.
But she just be sitting like, I don't get it. What's going on? Let's tell her.
I would laugh.
No, you would not. You'll be a heckler. I had to get security on you. I'm like, security, just take her out.
I'll be a heckler.
Yeah. Security.
Like, get her out of here.
You be crying, baby.
Hey, my name's Chicago John. I don't like that name. Please, escort. Escort. I'm not even going to do this with her. Take her out. Take her out, please. I've been kicked out of nicer places.
Unbelievable. Is poetic art and looking for me? I hope not.
No, she's on talking about diabetes and women with diabetes.
I thought she was talking about menopause.
Got diabetes.
Well, she was talking about this diabetes affect women sex drive. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't talk about that shit.
And then
Crystal, that if you don't use, a woman doesn't play with herself, that means she loses it. So
I know that if you don't use it, you lose it.
I
ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it.
I think I'm not worried about it either.
I don't need a nigga to do nothing to me. I use it. I'm saying, fuck what we talking about. But
matter of fact, it was a sale on toys, and then you would buy one, get one free. So I bought a little rose, and I got a little rabbit.
I ain't got none of that shit. I'm old now. I don't even use it. I did that in my younger days.
I don't got
mean shit neither.
All the men want to stand me up.
Look, he drink.
That's
why I'm sitting here looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, dude, I'm siding with you, bro.
my ex-husband drank too, and that was another reason why his people didn't work either.
Fuck. That be killing their ass.
I would never a man that drinks. I don't do that shit no more.
Sex does not influence my relationship, so
I know because you guys have great friendship.
Care Bear.
You have a great friendship too.
Wait, let me go get my shoes off the front from Amazon.
Damn, Amazon came already for shoes.
But I get that. Like I said, I'm glad that I've stopped drinking and everything like that too. I mean, not saying for you or nothing like that. Yeah. And I looked back at a lot of the problems I did have. They circle around.
Because that's the one thing that's good about it. Alcohol. It's reversible, right? So anything that it's not like a harder drug where you could get your brain, you can recover your liver, you can recover, right? Is that I don't know? You have no more about that.
What are you trying to say?
So there's some drugs, right, that just burn your brain, like the C-ever, right? Mm-hmm. Like that, no matter what, you're gonna be damaged. Heroin, no matter what, you're gonna be damaged, right? Crystal, is the effects of alcoholism reversible?
I mean, what the effects again?
It kind of depends because if that's again, like alcohol, dementia. No, because
Dementia's not reversible. Like
that may not possibly be reversible because you would.
so, let's say if you were a drinker when you were younger, right? So Chicago John said that he stopped drinking when he was younger. That gave him enough time to like reverse the effects.
Well, yeah, because the younger you are, the more your body is able to bounce back to some things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you've been like drinking your whole entire life,
yeah,
and then you try to stop.
Because he said he was homeless. Didn't he say he was homeless? That was another thing, that he was a homeless survivor,
Yeah.
like that. So why were you homeless? Were you because you were a drinker?
Yeah.
I'm Rick James. I don't know.
Oh no, that was earlier driving me crazy. This little curl right here, 30 minutes.
But that kind of red flag is too. I cannot stand people who you can't have conversations with, especially like because this is what my thing is. I always try to peep like the anger level, and then maybe because I got vigilant, what do you call it, vigilant, something hypervigilance. So I still got my hypervigilant stuff, but I do not. I still feel uneasy with people who get upset really quick and stuff. And I'm not saying just they raise their voice kind of thing. I'm just talking about like
As soon as you don't agree with them, that's how you know that's their anger level. If you don't, because we could be able to just agree to disagree, right? I mean,
Right.
like as adults, we should be able to be like, okay, I know you understand, you think that way, but I don't think that way, and that's okay, right? But it's just like when you try to be like, as soon as I disagree with you, now we in an argument. That's weird.
Yeah,
I don't agree with you. It's okay.
and then like you get the arguments like that, or you get the people, it just like when you go to a restaurant and everything, and then at a restaurant they lash out at the restaurant people, or the servers, or they lashing out at regular people just working, especially if they're not doing any kind of wrong, those kind of things I just
Even
noticed.
people like road rage, right? You know what? Like people they're driving, la la la, and they're like, la, 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 and they start screaming at the car that can't even hear them anyway. It's like, whoa, slow down. Why are you so angry for at a car that just cut you off? And they'll keep on talking about it and talking about it. Now it's 10 minutes later, 30 minutes later, you're still talking about the car that cut you off. That's a cute. I can't. Even though I got a lot of anger. That's because I got a lot of anger in me. Let me see the shoes, Crystal. Are they Care Bear shoes?
I just want to be the angry one.
They are. Wait.
Yeah, I just want to be the angry one. Can't be two people angry. Let me see.
I'm clearing it out. Hold on.
Ooh.
Free.
Those are pretty.
Free.
For free. Oh, even better. Crystal is the Amazon free queen. She gets all these products from Amazon for free because she does reviews, and because she does reviews, they'll give her all these products for free.
Okay.
Half the shit in this house.
I need to get her, to talk about that stuff too. We gotta. Do you know Hell Kit?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. See, I forget. I keep on betraying my own rules out here. How about industries? Well, that's good. I'm glad you did the
Crystal's
review.
a comic cousin. Crystal's a comic, so she be around.
I've been on these streets for about 4 years. I know
she be on these streets.
I know all these motherfuckers. I just.
Okay. You know what? No names now. Welcome to the No Name Show of the No Names of the No Names.
That's it. I just be in the bag. I've been on the internet since 1987.
I was under the radar for a very long fucking time too, and unfortunately it came to light. But I was openly under the radar. Me and Chris, we always under the radar. We be on the radar. I know a lot of under the radar people, but we know a lot.
I just be, I'm not on here. I'm on here for entertainment purposes only.
I
don't sell none of the shit that I need to be. I need to be a content creator. I don't know why I'm not a millionaire yet.
I don't know why, because so much information.
I got too much shit out here, and I don't get into the whole men women shit, and I'm into informing, and I'm a hustler.
Well, it's all about whatever you decide to make. You dictate your life. Now, sometimes you don't, because sometimes you mention one thing.
I'm all over the place.
Crystal does lives where it's friends only. Like
I do VIP. Mine is VIP. I don't do open lives like this.
It's not subscription. It's literally put down that only her friends could get into this live. She don't want no parts of that shit.
I like that to an extent too.
Does he know that who you?
I'm not even friends with my boyfriend on here.
I think I think that you should not. Like the next woman I get with, I am not. We are not going to be following each other on any of the
Yeah,
things. I
don't
don't
ever
want
do
her.
that. Don't
I don't
ever
want
do
that.
that. Don't do it because it's no. And so he just discovered TikTok. He older, like he's older, so he's really not into. But so he think he gonna be a TikTok superstar because he doing this, that, and the other. I'm like, dude, you're not even following the rules to like stay live. I say you're not supposed to be driving.
Okay, so now he's on because he's funny.
Oh yeah, I gotta share you. I'm gonna share you his page so he can get him friends because he think he gonna be a TikTok star. I said he just don't have my main page. He got my backup.
On TikTok. I gotta.
He's gonna be a TikTok star. What you mean?
He was in Cool Live. He got on the live when I was in Tennessee. Cool talking about he did good. I said I got time for him because if he embarrassed himself, I'm not. Don't put this shit on me.
You just like I don't know him.
That's the worst thing too, because you got so many people. And like I said, you should not. If you with your people, I'm like, honey, I don't want you to follow me on Instagram. Like as soon as we start making a good relationship, like let me unfollow you on
I ain't
Instagram.
even gonna be on Instagram. I ain't gonna be on no social media.
I need to come over there and come get with you, John, and come create it, man.
Yeah.
Free
I got
to
real
join.
estate. I got. All right, let me join you.
You really know. Let me tell you
It's a
something, because
moment.
you know Empress. The only reason why is because Empress co-signed for John.
Right.
That's the only reason why. Empress is a stick in the mud. So she co-signed for John. I know.
Right. Her discernment, Adrian's discernment was off for that year and a half, and now Empress helped fix it, tweaked it a little
I was
bit.
gonna say
So yeah.
I've been seeing Chicago John, like you say, over a year and something. I ain't follow you till like last week.
Right, exactly, right, because of the people he's associated with. Sorry, John.
What about
But
people like
Not people you social. I just, you know.
no
I
new
didn't.
friends. No new friends. She's frozen. That's a nice picture to be frozen.
I'll be back. I gotta go start
That's
my
right. I'm
stuff.
about to go anyway. I gotta take my mother to the
I'm in
go get her
Smoothtown.
bread, her whole wheat bread that she needs to get. That's homemade. That only has 3 ingredients in it
Yes.
that she has to have. So I'm gonna do that.
That's
So I'm gonna
right,
get that
the good
out
stuff.
nice and early. Right, it's the good stuff. And she'll sit there. She buys all these loaves and then she cuts them and she puts them in the freezer and she insists that she gives me some because I need to eat healthy. So I'm gonna do that nice and early. Get that out of the way. My house is nice and clean. I love a clean house. Mama, money. You too late. Yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I can have my whole weekend to be on TikTok because my main page comes up today. I think at like 11 o'clock in the morning. So I'll be able, and I'm glad that nobody knows me on this page. I wasn't reported on this page. Hey, beautiful, gorgeous
That's
woman.
terrible.
It is terrible that I keep on getting freaking reported. That's what be bothering me. They're like, why am I why? Surprised this I'm surprised the angry man didn't get the alcoholic. We're gonna call him the alcoholic. The alcoholic homeless man didn't get report on my page.
Fisher man's bullshit.
All right,
Block his ass.
he got mad quick. That's the crazy. That's how you know you're an alcoholic. Because when you're an alcoholic, you can snap.
Like he really got mad quick. Like it really went quick.
It went quick, and it went real.
We were literally just talking about going to the doctor and your daddy drinking and the doctor in alcohol, and then you just went left, like taking it to you. It was like, dude, I didn't even know you drank. Like I don't even know you.
I know he drank. I didn't think he drank. I didn't think he drank either. But then when I saw how defensive he got with you, then I was like, oh, you're a
Oh, you want to rumble with the beat, huh?
yeah, you not real, cause air, all can look at air and air. You can die.
You can't control the air, sir. Wear a mask.
You can go outside, like really, dude. Wait, then they start crop dusting. He's like, but you know,
like what is you talking? Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that. That shit is old, sir. I'm aware.
He was trying to change it around so bad, so we don't.
Let's get back to the doctor. And your dick not working. That's what you said.
It always comes down to the penis.
It always comes back to the dick.
It always comes down.
Either way, it always comes back. Either it don't work or it's working too much and getting everybody pregnant and you need to just get a vasectomy. Either way, you're in control, sir.
Always comes down to the penis.
Always comes down to the man and his penis.
But I love them so much. I can't live without men, though. I can't.
I mean, yeah, I like him. I'm not, yeah. I'm not against men. At all.
husband. You just have to handle them accordingly.
Yeah, you gotta handle him like balls.
Oh, and then he took care of his dad. He took care of his mom. He was like the
he took
perfect
his
man,
wife.
wasn't he?
No kids. His wife was, just on her, her way out.
He took care of his dad. He took care of his mom. He
But
was
then
a
again,
perfect
it makes
man.
you wonder. I mean, you did all these things, and maybe that's why you ended up homeless, and maybe that's why you had to start over. I mean, you never
He
know.
ended up homeless.
Yeah.
It was a drunk night he came out homeless. He got into an accident, underlied somebody.
Oh my God! Now he's sitting over there in this room with no driver's license because he done.
Them bitches.
Weird, sir. You're weird.
All right, let me get out of here. Crystal, you have an amazing day today.
You
have a
too.
productive day today, Mama Money. You better have a productive day today as well. Bye, sweetie.
Bye, guys.
Well, everybody else have a productive day, and I'll see you in these TikTok streets. Love you. I've been on since 2:30 in the morning, Mommy Money. I've been on for a while. I love y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.